Vaatv, Vietnamese American Arizona Television. Hello and welcome to Vaatv Real Estate Talk Show with Scott Barlowe and Linh. Investing can be tricky, especially for beginners. However, with the right knowledge and understanding, you can achieve success in your investment. Our talk show is designed to bring out great topics for investors like you. We hope you enjoy the show and welcome to submit any feedback during and after the show. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to vaatv.com, the real estate show with Mr. Scott Barlowe and Linh. Scott, how are you today?
Well, I'm doing pretty well. Today was a nice day, but I think, like we were talking about earlier, tomorrow is going to be hot. Probably our first 100-degree day here in Mesa.
Boy. So we make sure we have to wear, we have got to have a cooler with us,
Cooler
water.
And carry water.
Carry water, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so we will come back to the topic about the investment for the beginner. So we're going to refresh again. We're going to ask you about what type of the investment that the beginner can think of, like a different kind.
Well, like I said, we've talked several times about if you're investing in real estate for the first time, stick to things that you know.
Okay.
And most people know about buying a home and possibly being a landlord, maybe renting a room out, something along those lines. But start simple and start with the basics, something that you understand, so that because the principles of investing are pretty much the same for a single family home all the way up through multiple multiple size apartments. It's just a matter of scale.
Okay. So it's the question from the viewer, I want to invest, but I'm afraid I didn't know enough about the type of the investment. Is there any company or any place or anything that can help me to just make that investment?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest places is, and you've heard me say this time and time again, nobody cares about your money as much as you do. And I always say, learn as much as you can. And there are multiple sources where you can learn. Obviously one of them, I hate to joke around, but you could even become a realtor. You could get training and become a realtor, and you could learn it. But most people don't have the time or want to take the hours that it takes to learn that process. But there is an organization here in the Valley. It's called the Arizona Real Estate Investors Association. And they meet monthly. They have all kinds of seminars. They have education. It's like a smorgasbord. So you can pick and choose the areas that you want. But they're very adept at catering to getting the beginning investor off the ground. And what's really nice about that is the instructors can serve a little bit as mentors. You can meet other people in the same situation that you're in, and you can learn the basics slowly. You don't have to make a quick jump. The educational materials they have are excellent. I know as a realtor, I've been a member of the Arizona Real Estate Investment Association.
Yes. And
they have investors that only invest in single family homes, all the way to people who invest in large commercial properties, large apartment complexes. So you get the advantage of meeting all of these different types of people and being around that type of education. Now, if that doesn't fit into your schedule, there are books and there are seminars out there that you can attend, so that those have worthwhile information as well. The one thing that I would say is, no matter what the source of education you get several different viewpoints, because in many cases, people that are putting on seminars, they have their own point of view, and it may not work for you. So you may just want to pick and choose things that you learn from them and combine it with other people that have learned things. And and at the end of the day, probably one of the best ways is if you've got friends, family, associates, people that have bought and sold real estate for profit and investment, talk to them as well. Get some feedback from them.
I think that's a good idea because if we attend all the seminar, like read all the book and all that, it's going to be a handful.
It can be. It can be a bit overwhelming.
Uh-huh.
You know, the thing I liked about some of the seminars is you can take a few hours and you don't have to stick at it day in, day out. Also, you know, on YouTube and on the internet, there are some places that have education for beginners, and you can do it at your own pace. But in any event, learn the basics. I think it's really beneficial to have a book to start off with. I know from my perspective, I like to have a book so that I can make notes on the side and you know, pay attention to certain passages because you know the formulas, the idea of capturing expenses, income, depreciation, all of those different things, you know, and it serves as a good reminder.
So as you mentioned about like nobody care about your money than you do, right?
Correct.
So one of the viewer was asking that question, the same thing, like how do, of course I care for my money, but because I don't know, that's why I need help on the investment. So can you explain to them when you say nobody care about the money than you do, then should they trust the person, or because if they care so much, then they have to just keep doing things themselves and they never know who to trust or who to really choose to do the service?
You know what? And that's an excellent point because at some point you don't know what you don't know. You need somebody that's an expert in the business. For example, if you had a legal issue, you couldn't represent yourself in court. You would have to choose an attorney.
Right.
But, you know, here recently I had a client that needed an attorney to handle some real estate business. And I recommended 3 different attorneys to him. And they contacted all the attorneys and they basically interviewed them. Because think about it this way. Whoever you're gonna be working with, they're there to do a job for you.
Okay.
You don't have to just take anybody. So pick somebody that you have a good feeling for, that explains things properly. And if you don't have a good understanding, somebody that can help educate you during that process. But remember, you're basically, like we talked about last week about networking and bringing people in, you're building a team. So whoever that first person is, that's one of your team members that you're going to rely on in the future. And so you want to make sure that it's somebody you like, know, and trust.
Okay. Yeah. So then that way, of course, like with that sentence also is good, but like they come back and they say, oh, so should I trust or I don't trust and all that. But that explains for that. Because nothing important as when you want to invest something, you come to the expert. And the expert, and you know a little bit about it. You know, just like if you want to invest in real estate, then of course you gotta know a little bit about real estate, right?
Right.
Like what house you want or what area you want, basically like that. You know?
Exactly, exactly. You know, I kind of look at it almost like healthcare. You go to the doctor for the expert advice.
Yeah.
But you know if there's something wrong with you. You can be your own advocate, both for types of insurance and type of care that you want.
Right.
And so that's when I say nobody cares about your money as much as you do. That's the role that you should be playing, is that advocate for yourself, so that you understand. You don't have to understand everything, and you can certainly have that expert explain things to you to your satisfaction, but so that you have a good understanding of how the system works and that you're not caught off guards or surprised, say during a transaction. When you're buying a property.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because it's a so which means I don't care. I mean, like if I get some investment and I don't even know, but if I care so much, then how do I know that investment is correct for me or right for me? You know.
Well, and that's true, and that like I said, that's where we're a little bit of getting out there and understanding. Sometimes you got to get your feet wet and go look. You know, one thing you can always do is go. Get a little bit of education. Go look at a couple of properties. If you ever want, I can send properties to you from the MLS. Like, say you want to look at a house.
See the sizes, the location, and
the how much the rents are, what the expenses are, so that you can kind of work through that scenario on paper without spending money.
So that you know, so that you can if you have any other of that question, you can contact to Mr. Scott Barlowe right there. The phone number is under the screen, so that for any information like that.
Yeah,
right?
I'd be happy to walk you through it. I've got worksheets and those types of things that I'm always willing to share. So no problem. Just give me a call and I can help you out.
So like just the same as the stock or bond or whatever that is, they need to know first before they get in, right? Like a lot of people, like when they come to the bank and the bank say, oh, okay, you have money, then we help you to invest. You just need to let us know how much you have, and then we'll have a level of investment. But those are like they invest for you.
They invest for you.
You know, yeah,
right,
like Lynn Rail or something, Maryland or something.
Merrill Lynch,
yeah,
and
like
Charles
they invest for
Schwab,
you. So those are like considered like a bond stock or something like that.
Those are
They don't even know.
brokerage. Those are stock brokerages that handle those types of things. Whereas in real estate tends to be an investment where the owner is far more proactive.
Okay.
Now, there are exceptions to it, of course. One of the places, and I think we've talked about in the past, are REITs, real estate investment trusts. And those are basically companies that are set up, and people pool all of their money in there, in the original ones. Now some of them are rather large. But they pool their money in there, and then there is a management group that is either hired from outside or is part of the company, and they participate in the profits. And all the members of the REIT, they participate in any profit making off of the properties.
Then they have stock and bond out to the public.
It's very similar to stocks. Yes. But it's all real estate property.
Real estate, yes, because they invest their own. They have a group that invests their own. So fact, that's secure.
It's about as secure as anything else out there.
Yeah.
You know, the nice thing is that you know, real estate is always tangible.
Yes, it's right there. Yes.
And you know, I know there's several REITs here in town. One of which I respect a great deal. They have several shopping centers here throughout town.
Yeah.
And I've placed tenants in those shopping centers. They're very well run.
Okay.
They have a different attitude. Sometimes individual landlords try to take every bit of money that they can out of the property.
Yeah.
The REITs look at the property and they have a long-term goal for them. What they want to do is they want to maximize what the value is of the property when they sell it. And so there was one particular REIT, which is they have a very nice shopping center off of US 60 here in Mesa.
Oh, okay.
And what they did, I mean, it's a nice shopping center, a little bit higher end stores, and they have fountains in the courtyards, and there's fountains in the parking areas that are, you know, really lends to the ambiance on it. Well,
like a mall or something, or a plaza?
It's more of a corner strip center.
Oh, strip.
But it's a large one, very large one.
I see.
But they last year they were doing an enlargement. They had additional land that they owned in the immediate back side of where the frontage buildings were built. So at the time, they decided, and they had a couple of vacancies in the front end, rather than just immediately filling them and having everybody in a position where they might be put at inconvenience while there was construction going on. Because what they did is they developed a whole new section on the backside. If some of the tenants were displaced, they actually moved them into those vacant ones. So they're looking at their tenants. Another thing that they did during the COVID period is they polled the tenants to find out how their business was. And they anticipated several of the tenants, you know, when they saw that their business had gone way down, the REIT wanted to keep their tenants. And so what they did is they adjusted the rents. So there's different things, you know, I've been impressed with the management of some of them. It's pretty far thinking.
The REIT. So like who can join them?
Just about anybody.
Yeah,
They may have minimum guidelines for how much it costs
money
to buy in.
To buy in, to be part of the group, right?
Exactly right.
I see. And then like it seemed like that's just like you don't have to worry anything. Like the management and the REIT already will take care of it.
That's right. And you know, the
and
nice,
then planning and everything already there.
and that's, you know, one of the things that's nice about a REIT is if you're a passive investor and you're not real sure about everything, your risk is only your percentage of ownership.
Okay.
So if you own 1% of the ownership,
then just that risk. But
your risk is 1%.
Not like you're gonna put in more money or something, right?
Right. You can always put in more money, but
I mean, like more money, but like talking about loss, you know, like
exactly.
loss, like
exactly.
So that's I think like because a lot of people was they kind of reach their age and they like to travel a lot and they like to invest. Of course, they want to have money, build out some money, you know. So that's why this is a good thing you brought out. You bring out here that if they can join the group or something.
Yes, and you know what? There are other investment strategies, limited partnerships, where you have a management group who has a project property.
Yes.
They put together a proposal for it, and then they look for investors that want to participate.
Yeah.
That's another example of where you can have passive income from real estate.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry anything. You just put in the money, and everything already planned out and done by the group, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So those are something like that, because the hesitating is like, oh, why I have to get a headache, invest on something and worry about it and not sure that it's going to work out good.
And I understand that. Investing is
risk. It's always risk.
It's always risk and tolerance for risk.
Yeah.
Just like in the stock market, tolerance for risk. You know, there's some people that are on the stock market daily. They're day traders, and the market goes up, the market goes down within the day, and they're trading based on those little moves. But there's always risk, and that's why I say, no matter what your strategy is, learn about it so that you feel comfortable. That's the key thing.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, anything we want to do, if we comfortable or we understand a little bit about it, we can have a question.
That's right.
Otherwise, you wouldn't know what to ask.
That's exactly right.
Okay. So how's the interest rate today, this week?
Well, you know what? I actually, right before I headed in today, I pulled an article off, and it says, housing market update, mortgage rate dips below 7% for the first time in 5 weeks. So it's given buyers so much relief. And let me comment on this.
Yeah.
You know, another article that came out, and it talked about the Fed. The rate of inflation does seem to have slowed down some. Still not as low as what the Fed would like to do. Remember, we talked about it. They want to be at 2%. It's trending down, but Chairman Powell of the Fed has come out and said that they're going to hold rates where they are at least for the foreseeable future. They want to make sure that everything is stable. You know, we're getting pretty close right in there, but I know some of the bigger banks are kind of, you know, they're looking in their crystal balls, and that's all it is they're just anticipating it. But they're kind of thinking that perhaps we're going to see 0.25% in September and maybe another 0.25% before the end of the year.
Wow.
So not huge, but it certainly would be in the better direction. Yes. You know, when you think about how we started off the first of the year with all of everybody thinking, oh, by the middle of the summer we'd be in 5.5%.
Yeah.
It just didn't come to pass. And inflation, the cost of gasoline, the cost of food are just insidious, and they remain high. And so until some of those things that we spend money on every day come down, it's going to keep the interest rates either flat or hopefully they don't go up.
Wow. That's good. That's good to know. And how about the market for housing?
Well, the market for housing here in the Phoenix area, and I got the latest statistics that came out from the MLS just this afternoon.
Yes.
The number of listings actually went up year over year. And
listing went up. Okay.
The number of new listings. Yep.
People want to sell their stuff.
Yes. So coming on the market this month, there were almost 6,600 new houses that came on the market.
Oh, okay.
And just to give you an idea on where things stand, you know, a lot of people think that that the cost of homes are going down because of the way things are in the market, but not so. The average price per square foot currently in the Phoenix area is $284. A year ago, it was $263. The median price, remember, median is half of the homes are above that, half are below. The median price was $263, and a year ago it was $247 per square foot. So that's pretty interesting right there. And as far as projected times, we're actually kind of moving back more into our normal seasonal variance, where the spring is usually the strongest selling time. You know, as it warms up.
Yeah, summer, then people go away or they don't want to do anything.
I always have a saying, those folks that can afford to get out of the valley, in other words, they've got jobs, they can travel, they get out of the valley. Because when it's 110 degrees out, I know as a realtor, I don't want to be out looking at property.
How about something bird? I forgot. Bluebird? No, I think like somebody from
snowbirds.
Snowbird.
The snowbirds are already heading out of town. You know, usually once the snow starts melting up in Canada, they're heading north.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I think like this is normal for every year. But it's looking, maybe there's a lot of transaction going on for coming after the summer.
You know, there's kind of that optimism because there's a lot of built up demand with when the interest rates went up. There were a lot of folks that were priced out of homes.
Oh,
you know, as we've talked several times, that interest rate change from 5 to over 7%. Equates into thousands of dollars of interest that you're paying above and beyond what you would have been paying at that lower rate.
Wow.
It also, what it does is it diminishes your buying power. So where there was 56% of our buyers could have bought a median priced house, in the last month or two, it was down as low as 28%.
Oh, yeah.
So we're well over half, now just 1 in 4 can afford to buy one.
Wow.
And as that interest rate comes down, those people that were forced out, now we start getting them back up and we start getting more buyers that can afford to buy homes.
Wow. Okay. So it's nothing going to stop them right there. New houses still built. How about the commercial situation? Is that
on the commercial side? You know, one of the things about the commercial properties is that the bigger properties are usually financed by insurance companies, by
like private bank.
Some of the private banks will do it, but your Wells Fargo, your Bank of America, those types of banks, they generally do not get into small and medium-sized commercial properties. Sometimes they'll get involved in large commercial properties, but generally speaking, insurance companies, pension funds, people that have a lot of cash are the ones that pay for a lot of those things.
Wow.
And then, of course, you've got companies who are issuing bonds.
Yes.
You know, right now, I drive by the LG plant down there on Ironwood and State Route 24.
Yes.
I believe it's a $5.3 billion plant that's being built there. And so they've got plenty of big cranes and everything. And they're erecting the steel for that plant. Daily. So it's really taking off.
Wow. Oh.
I think they anticipate 2,700 employees out of there.
Yeah, I like this. It's a Japanese company will come and open like a big electronic company or something. They're gonna have a lot of hiring.
Yep. And of course, then Taiwan Semiconductor is building a huge facility out on I-17 out towards Black Canyon.
Oh, really?
They've got. It's my understanding that they purchased.
Is that like a north of? I mean, the other side of Mesa, go further down.
It's over on the Phoenix side.
Phoenix side. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Yeah, because like I in here, like when you talk about the commercial here, I want you to point out something so that people, when they want to do business, they want to lease a space and they do the business, then what are they looking for will depend on the type. You can share with some of the experience you with them. Like if they want to open the restaurant, they should focus where they want to open, what type the business.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, one of the worst things to do is open a business and not have any customers.
There you go. Yes.
And so, you know, one of the most important things is you want to do some type of a study to make sure that the type of customer that you're going to attract is going to live close by. Just kind of a quick anecdote. A couple of years ago, I had an organization, and they were going to sell ice cream with ice cream cones. And normally restaurants don't like to be next to each other. But this particular company had studied their demographics, and they realized they wanted to be right next to other restaurants that did sit-down meals, and so that when people come out,
I thought so, because they have a different kind of food, you know, or drink.
Exactly right.
But then there's choices there, so it's make the area be like the power area. Once I see like the whole street are different restaurants. And then when you would say, "Oh, what you want to eat?" Just go there and then think about what you want to eat.
That's right.
You know, the whole.
But these guys want to be located right next to a restaurant, so that somebody coming out, they think ice cream cone.
Oh wow, that's very clever.
As a quick dessert. So once again, you really want to be able to study what your demographics are. Most industries have trade organizations where you can go and look to see what type of, especially if you're doing something along those lines. Look and see what the demographics are in an area. Certainly, as a commercial realtor, I have access to all kinds of demographic information. Can break it down, financing, how much money disposable income people have, what types of homes they have, what the values, what the ages are, and all of those types of things that become important. Another aspect of it is trade area, because let's suppose that you're in an area where maybe you want to set up a used car dealership. Do you want to be in an area where there's 25 other used car dealers?
No.
Probably not.
No.
So you want to be in an area where you're the big dog. You're the one that everybody comes
one
to.
and only.
So those types of things are tools that I have as a commercial realtor that I can share with folks. And
because like in Fee Superior, they have a listing that you also got that in there, like the space where is Apache Junction, like right next to Main or something, is that Mesa go along. So maybe you can tell them a little bit about the space available and the possibility of what that space can be.
Absolutely.
Can be done.
And that space is zoned. It's a general commercial space. It can be used as a retail or as an office space.
It's really nice place that I saw.
It's about
down ground, right? Ground
it's on
level.
The ground level.
But it's 2 level, that building.
The building is called Ocotillo Center. It's 2114 West Apache Trail in Apache Junction, and it's at Ocotillo and Apache Trail. It has it's a full building except for one suite. It's about 1,600 square feet. It's on the ground level, so it makes it easy for clients, customers to come in and go out. It can be used anywhere from an insurance company, a restaurant, an ice cream
snack shop,
snack shop,
even like maybe beauty things. You know,
exactly,
like nail or salon or something.
A nail salon. Any of those types of applications would be great.
But you say 1,600. Is that one unit or is
it's
two?
2 units.
2 units.
1,600 square feet total. There is an opening between them that could be closed off. So if someone wanted 1,000 square feet, and the other one wanted 600 square feet, we can make that happen easily. Both of them have their own restrooms, and both have air conditioning.
Very nice.
And they face the street, as well as, like I said, they have ground level entry. So they're both really nice.
You can check out, you know, that 2114 West Apache Trail. They say Apache Junction, but it's really like right next to Mesa, right? Main go further, a little bit further down, and then that area.
And the interesting thing is, the border between Apache Junction and Mesa it's Meridian.
Yeah.
And from Meridian going west over to the 202 on Apache Trail they're actually changing that down. It used to be 3 lanes and it wasn't very attractive. Right now they're changing it down to 2 lanes, putting in bike paths and meridians and everything. So they're really trying to beautify it.
Yeah.
And you got more businesses changing over, and it's just becoming, like any place else in the valley. You know how it is. You can't tell the difference between Chandler
I came to
and
the
Gilbert.
area and say, wow, this is a great potential. Who has in mind, like whatever they want to do there? Because surrounding in the back, I see like a worker, like employee, working, and it's convenient for them. If they go out, they want to use some kind of services right there for them.
That's correct.
So it's and is there USPS on the building, the same building, and everything else, all the service there. So whoever interested in the space leasing, then please contact Mr. Scott Barlowe at the phone number right there on the screen, 480-213 7991 769. My eye is not good. And also another space in Stately, real quick, like in Mesa, that you also see that is about 1,100 square feet.
Yep.
But it's right by next to it's on Stapley.
It's on Stapley.
Yeah, on Stapley, and it's go further down a little bit. Then there's a Mekong like supermarket, also close to the Asian community, also available for lease, right?
Yes.
So please call to Mr. Scott Barlowe and get for more information. And it's a great opportunity for running the business.
Be happy to help you out. And like I said, if you have any questions as far as demographics or trade area reports, be happy to run those for you.
Okay, so now we're going to talk next time and furthermore information. Thank you so much for watching us at VAA TV, the Real Estate Show with Mr. Scott Barlowe. He's a great associate broker. The phone number is right down on the screen. And for any question for leasing, for buying, for a question, even just a question for anything else regarding to the real estate investment, do not hesitate to contact him. Right?
That's right.
Okay. Have a wonderful week and see you next time.
Stay cool and drink lots of water.
Yeah. Remember to watch Entertainment Tomorrow on VATV. Xin cảm ơn sự theo dõi của tất cả quý vị trong những giây phút vừa qua. Chương trình VAA TV xin kính chào, tạm biệt và xin hẹn gặp lại quý vị vào lần phát hình kỳ tới. Mọi chi tiết về thông tin thương mại và bảo trợ, xin mời quý vị hãy liên lạc về địa chỉ email vaatelevision@gmail.com và số điện thoại là 480 289 9816 480 289 9816, website vaatv.com và vaaznews.com.